We got some fresh news right here. Only 3-4 hours ago, Valorant released 8.11. Gosh, I'm sweaty. Yeah, there are some new things. I'm your host, papazumpa, and you're watching FishyWishyClan Daily. And yeah, let's just talk about it. Basically, they have thought now that these agents, especially the duelists with high speed and good mobility, like Race, Clove, and yeah, something like that. Basically, they thought these were a bit too overpowered, which made some like ISO and Neon a bit too underpowered. So that's why they have obviously then buffed ISO and Neon and those, and nerfed the other ones. So I can just tell you a bit what they've done. Here you can see that ISO they have decreased the amount of charges from 2 to 1 on his double tap, and this and also the kill reset added to double tap. So basically this means that if he gets 2 kills, you will just get it charged back double tap, so you can use it again. And ISO now also receives the wall penetration tag instead of the heavy penetration tag when the shield is broken, which means he's slowed less upon his shield breaking. So a big buff right there. Also, the ISO gosh, what's it called? ISO hero agents. I'm sorry. It also now gets a damage indicator towards the direction of its enemy, so he can see where they are, basically. Also, he can now recast double tap while it's active to refresh the duration of the shield. This is of course for when you get the double, when you get the 2 kills for the new activation of double tap. And that's about it for ISO. But Neon has a bunch of things here, as you can see. They have, for example, changed the fast lane so that the wall duration is decreased, so that's nerfed from 6 seconds to 4 seconds, but the dissolve duration, on the other hand, is increased, so it will take a longer time for it to dissolve. Also, the high gear ability will no longer reduce Neon's strafe speed when the sprinting part of it, and also the max sprinting speed is now 9.11 meters per second instead of 6.73 meters per second. This is huge, actually, that the time until the full regen is now has now decreased a lot, with a big buff from 60 seconds to 20 seconds, which is a 3 times increase, or decrease, I guess. But the slide also now is 2 charges instead of 1, which is also kind of big. Also, she's now more accurate while sliding. The second slide cost now is 100, and the second slide cost is 150. And also, the equipping out of the slide is now 0.2 seconds, so that's way faster than before. So now they call it instant instead of fast. The relay bolt also has now decreased, unfortunately, or I don't know if it's unfortunately, but to make it more balanced, the charges from 2 to 1, and the wind-up delay is also decreased from 1.1 to 0.8 seconds. The concussion duration, though, is increased from 3 seconds to 3.5, so that's not really huge, but I guess in some competitive games it could make a difference. But for Reyna, they did both some nerfs but also some buffs, because they thought maybe some things were a bit unbalanced. But as you can see, what they did here, for example, the Devour, they have decreased that to half the healing, so now it's 50 instead of 100. But the time to heal, on the other hand, has gotten faster from 3 seconds to 2 seconds, although it is not half, so it's not really at the same way worth it, but yeah, whatever. The overheal of armor also no longer decays after the timer. And they have some other things with the timers here. So you can see on the ult that the Empress no longer has a timer, and it's now just permanent until you die or the round ends. And the dismiss top speed is also increased a lot from 9.1 to 12 meters per second, so this is a quick one. Really increasing the mobility for this one. And the total duration of the dismiss is also reduced from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds. Also, with the bigger buffs, no, I'm just kidding. With the bigger nerfs, is for example for Raze here. As you can see, the blast pack, this blast pack now no longer deals damage and knockback upon opponent destruction, and also raises horizontal velocity when satcheling has been slowed too, as well as the audio being louder so you can hear it from a larger distance. So really a big nerf for the blast pack. And for Clove's pick-me-up ability, the cost has been doubled, as you can see, and the duration has been decreased from 10 to 8 seconds. And the damaging assist time to activate is, although, 10 to 6 seconds. Also, the Not Dead Yet ability has increased from 7 to 8 in cost, and the unequipped delay now is 0.7 to 0.8. So one more of these very competitive, probably won't make a difference updates. And they've also added some new voice lines actually for this update. And that's because they have actually added a new map now, which we talked about a few days ago, which is this Abyss map, or how you pronounce it. This is how it's spelled, at least. Abyss. But basically, yeah, this map is this new map, and it looks... I like it, if you ask me at least. They added a trailer, which I reacted to a few days ago. But yeah, what also is new are some things for the esport. For example here, the esports hub team page improvements. Basically what they've done is that they've added roles to the roster information to help differentiate between players, substitutes, and coaches. And they've also added blurbs highlighting their personality and accomplishments for teams in the VCT Americas and VCT Pacific. So that's for PC. And the gameplay systems update, they have also added some stuff. And here they have some stuff for all platforms, which is some for the radio command wheels. And with the as you can see right here, they have basically said that it now includes more relevant callouts and a higher variety of pings and agent voice lines. And brand new wheels to extend player communication. So I have to say this is a huge update, just like WWDC yesterday. But really they've added a bunch of new stuff for the radio command wheels. And you can see here, like, it's a big list. You'll have to check it out in game, I guess. But they've also added some things only for console, including some tips for when you play. So just like in a bunch of other games, when you're in the game, it will say probably like, defuse the bomb by holding down square or something like that. As you can see here, they have implemented the new player tip feature. So yeah, just like I said. And they've been built for the ground up for the beta, of course. And they have, of course, made it comfortable for you to, if you're a new player, or if you're not a new player, you don't have to get the tips. But yeah, they've also added some map updates, including, of course, like I talked about, the Abyss map, which is a 5v5 spike map that provides thrilling danger with its treacherous pitfalls, watch your step, and vertical gameplay. It's the first Valorant map that has no boundaries and takes place in the secret hidden fortress of Scion's the Hourglass. And this map features 3 lanes and 2 sides. We can see here they have no boundaries, so basically I guess you can jump off here around the map. I would guess that implies. Also the map, they have some map pool updates. So basically, these are kind of significant, because in addition to this brand new map, they've also made the following changes. Basically, the competitive, deathmatch, and premier queues will contain Ascent, Bind, Icebox, Lotus, Sunset, and Haven. These are returning ones. And the Abyss will enter the competitive pool in patch 9. And Abyss will enter the Premier pool in 9.02, I'm sorry. And Breeze and Split have been removed now from these map pools, as you may have noticed. And starting with this update, also in unrated Swift Play, Spike Rush, and Escalation, these will move to an open map pool. So all maps, including the ones that were removed, now are available in these queues. So yeah, that's some interesting map things. And it's also very interesting that they did some separate changes for the console maps. Basically, the new console players will have access to a limited amount of maps for the beta launch. And that's of course because they have to optimize all maps for console and all of that stuff. And that's why they're limiting it to Abyss, Ascent, Bind, and Haven. But that I find kind of interesting, that Abyss is still here, but they removed it from the PC queues, or most of the PC queues at least. So yeah, that's something. And in custom game modes though, all of the 11 Valorant Spike maps will be available. And also all Team Deathmatch maps will also be available for the console, of course. And also the open range has been updated for the console beta with some visual improvements, and the practice target have been moved to a new location and just little things like that. But yeah, overall this is a pretty huge update. They have some other things here, but I guess we'll have to talk about them some other day, because this was really a lot and one of my longest videos in really a long time, with almost no editing done to it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching though, and I hope I will see you tomorrow. Sorry if I tired you out, but thank you so much for watching this far. I have to say, props.